No utilities, no reason for this fire to start.
A barn with no power or other utilities connected to it suspiciously caught fire last night in Grand Traverse County. Sheriff's investigators say they believe someone is responsible for that barn fire. Around 7 o'clock last night, Grand Traverse Rural Fire responded to the fire off M113 just outside of the village of Kingsley. 9 and 10's Caroline Powers continues our coverage on where the investigation goes from here.
You're kind of thinking to yourself, wow, there's something going on here.
An unoccupied barn with no utilities that was being used to store bales of hay is now the scene of a suspicious fire investigation.
We just try to figure out what happened.
The Grand Traverse Sheriff's Office fire investigators were called in to help this morning.
Because of it being in a rural area and nobody being very close by, we wanted to take a look around and see if there was anything suspicious that stood out to us right away. Check for tracks around and that type of activity.
Grand Traverse Rural Fire responded to the barn last night.
We were fortunate that it did not get into the heavy fire load in the barn, which is stored round bales. If it had gotten into that, it would have been a different situation.
Chief Weber says when the owner heard about the fire, he rushed over here with his commercial snowblower and started taking whatever action he could to keep the flames from getting much worse.
The owners of the barn were attempting to suppress the fire themselves using a tractor-mounted snowblower to blow snow onto the fire and some fire extinguishers.
The sheriff's office says they believe someone is responsible.
They stated that they've had a problem with teenagers accessing the barn, that it's normally kept locked, but they have found it open several times, or they've pulled boards off the side of the barn to access it.
We'll look in the inside and see if there's any evidence that we can come across that might help us kind of put the puzzle together and figure out what made this fire happen.
In Grand Traverse County, Caroline Powers, 9 and 10 News at 6.